that moment you've all been waiting for. The Miss Nigeria 2013 is in the house. She's in the house, yes. Akudo is right here in the house. You're welcome to Saturday night.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure having you. I also have Ogum, Stephanie, okay. A young. I call her young because I knew her when she was so young. And now she's a big girl. And she could actually pass as the runner-up of Miss Nigeria. How does that make you feel?
You make me feel like a fashion designer.
Makes you feel like it? That's a good one. And you sitting beside the Miss Nigeria.
Makes you feel pretty.
Makes you feel pretty.
Yeah.
So you're complimenting each other on the street.
Yeah.
So you should thank me for that, right? Yeah? You should both thank me for making you a fashion designer and making you look like a beauty queen. You're both welcome to Saturday night. It's a pleasure having you. Now, Akudo. Yes, you do us the honor. Yes, we know you as Akudo. We also know your other names. But, you know, the tradition of the program here is for you to introduce yourself.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Imo State. Around this log in Imo State.
Imo State. And Stephanie, where are you from?
I'm from Anambra State.
Anambra. So we're having the
Igbo people.
Igbo Kwenu. I'm getting a response from you. Why yes? Igbo Kwenu. It's not sounding enough. If Ojuku is here, he will not forgive you. Igbo Kwenu. Hey. Wow, you're both welcome. Now, Akudo, you won the 2013 Miss Nigeria.
Yes.
Have you recovered from that euphoria of being a winner of the 2013?
I finally did.
You finally did?
Yeah.
Are you different now from the Akudo you used to be before you went into the competition?
No, I wouldn't say I'm different, but it's like a better version.
A better version?
Yeah. So
you still walk on the streets, buy your oranges and bole? Bolly, right?
Good question. No.
You still do that?
No.
So that has been taken away from you?
Yeah.
For good or for bad?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't make a difference, that's what you're saying?
No, it doesn't make any difference.
So you don't miss just walking out of your house leisurely and going to the street and buying yourself anything you want to buy?
I used to miss that, but like I said, I finally got used to the new life, so...
In this shot, it's like you're looking forward to it. You were looking forward to just shunning that part of your life.
No. That part is always fun.
It's always fun?
Yeah.
And now, within a few weeks after the competition is over,
yeah, you have to consider so many things before you make any move.
All right. And so what are those things you've considered now? What are those things you've put into consideration now that you're Miss Nigeria 2013?
A lot. I mean, where you go to, people you're seeing with, things you say, and how you say them, how you dress. I mean, it's an entire package, so you have to be conscious of all of that.
Did you really think you were going to win? Really? Seriously? Between the two of us now. Forget the audience.
Between the two of us and every other person watching. I was trying to be positive, but then again, okay, I believed in myself and what I was bringing to the table. But then the competition was really very tight. I was surrounded by so many beautiful ladies. Not just beautiful, but ladies that when you hear them speak, you're like, are you serious? So I mean, it was really very tight. So at the point, I got scared, but I still tried to stay positive and thank God.
So what are you bringing to the table?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Are you prepared, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's an entire package. So just like I said, it's not just about being beautiful. It's not just about, representing, just like when people see you, they're like, wow, that's a pretty girl. We have to come up to that point where people can look at us and say, yeah, she's beautiful, but that's like 20% of what makes her attractive. So, I mean, besides, what you're seeing, there's a whole lot more that, yeah.
Okay, please, can we open that door? Let's open that door so that we can see the whole lot more that is hidden somewhere.
Okay, that's for another Saturday evening.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
All right. Okay,
yeah.
No worries. We'll do your biddings. And Stephanie, she's smiling. Are you shy?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Am I making you shy in any way?
No.
All right. So, Stephanie, tell us a bit about yourself. Yes, we know you have carved a niche for yourself in the fashion world with Sally INTIEGO. You're doing so well. How did you get there?
I started when I was 16.
Okay.
And now I'm 18, so it's been 2 years.
Okay.
And I started off really confused. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go into fashion because I was scared of what people would say, how they would say it, if I would be intimidated, or, by other people or people older than me in the fashion industry, and if I'll be accepted by the industry, because I'm not really a timid person, but I'm not that loud. So I was really shy a bit, but I'm so proud of myself because I can watch that I've grown in my maturity and in my designs, and I can walk into a place and feel very confident in myself. I know that, I can achieve anything.
If you're very comfortable at 18 in your maturity, what should people like us be comfortable with? Old age, eh? Old age, eh? All right. Now, when did this sewing thing, permit me to say sewing, you still sew now?
No, I think it's designing as the platform of a fashion designer.
We have so dramatized it, modernized it, but do you do?
Yeah, I do, but I have tailors, so it's more of designing, the thinking, the
concept.
Yes, it's more of what
conceptualize these ideas, bring them to the
yes,
floor, and then
they
you have
just
designers who
tailors
carry out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a creative designer
and a creative director.
A creative designer.
Yeah.
And director.
Yeah.
And producer.
An actress.
Yes.
All right. So now, what exactly is your label all about? Are you promoting African attire, or you're promoting the Western attire?
I think INTIEGO is really about promoting an attire that you can come out and wear, and people see you as sophisticated, modest, and still elegant. I'm not really good at classifying myself as an African or Western. I do both. I feel like it just goes with the occasion. Sometimes you feel like when you're African print, and then you do. Sometimes you feel like when the Western glittery sequins, satin, silk kind of materials, and then you do. So it just depends on what the occasion is. So yeah.
Okay, which one are you most comfortable with?
Both.
You can't be comfortable with both.
I'm comfortable with both.
Most in English.
I think I'm comfortable with both. I don't think there's any that I'm not comfortable with.
We understand, so that your clients don't say, okay, she's comfortable with African attire.
I think it's not really good to classify yourself as an African designer or a Western designer, because you never know who's going to start talking about it. I get that a lot. Like when I started off with just African prints, and I hear a lot of people say, oh, INTIEGO is an African print brand. So when the last show I had, I showed just Western prints, and people were so upset with me. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, are you leaving the African prints? I don't know. I'm just trying to explain to you that I love both. I can do both, not just one.
Wow, that's quite awesome. For a young girl of 18.
Thank you.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
I get my inspiration from everything. Like, anything really inspires me. I feel like God just blessed me with a brain. And I can see anything, like a bird or a tree, and somehow that just creates something in my head, and I want to sketch a dress, or I just think about a new style. Like most times people say that my designs are really edgy, and you won't really think about ever wearing that outside. But when you do, you're like, oh wow, that really goes.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm not even thinking.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Okay, what are you thinking right
I'm
now?
not thinking.
Are you blank?
You want to set me up.
No, I'm setting you up. I'm setting you down.
Thank you.
Now, Akudo.
Yeah.
Miss Nigeria 2013. You see, when I look at you, I want to cut myself into two and just remain one part and keep with the other part.
No.
Any comment?
No.
Do you want to be like me?
With time, maybe.
After maybe children and marriage and all of that. So you're looking forward to being like me? Okay, that makes me comfortable. So now in the house, when you were in the house, how was it like? Can you tell us, can you relay back the experiences, those moments?
It was crazy.
Tell us about it.
It was tough. We were 36 at first, and you can imagine staying in a house for 2 weeks with 35 other girls, different states, different backgrounds, you know, we had girls from 18 to 24, and I was just 23. So I mean, it was, you know, people trying to, it was real. One word, it was real. I mean, the rehearsals, the debates, everything.
How did you get there? Who did somebody talk you into it, or is something you just? Yes.
I've always wanted to be a beauty queen, but then I just didn't think I was ready for, you know, the competition, the publicity.
Was it your height that made you think you fit the bill?
No. I just wanted to change an impression.
Okay.
You know what people think about beauty queens? They are vain, and most of them can't even speak. They're just about the fashion, the glamour,
the beauty,
the glamour. So I wanted to change that impression, so that people know that, you know, being a beauty queen is not just about looking beautiful. You can send her to sit down with Barack Obama, and she's conversing with him and asking him questions boldly, and not afraid of, you know, anything. So I just want to change that impression, and I want to, you know, let people look at me and say, you know, she's not just beautiful, she's good.
She's got brains.
Yeah.
So who talked you into it?
Nobody.
You just, how did it happen?
I've always, just like I said, I've always wanted to, you know, contest, but I didn't know the particular one to go for.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also had a problem with the bikini segment.
Okay.
So finally, when I heard the bandit for Miss Nigeria, I said, okay, so maybe when I finally graduate. So I waited until I graduated, and I said, okay, let me just, you know, do this. And I didn't even tell anybody. I didn't tell my parents I was contesting. My mom found out, and that's a long story. I didn't tell anybody. I just told a few friends, and they said, yeah, you're tall, you're this, you know, so go for it. Then some said, don't go, you don't have connections, don't go, you don't have money. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't quite make up my mind. I just said, okay, let me just go with the flow. I went for the screenings, I passed that one, we did other kinds of auditions, and I was just going with it. And then finally, when it was time for the voting on Facebook, you know, that was when everybody knew. And people were like, you're contesting, you didn't tell me. And I said, I didn't want anybody to discourage me, because I actually received a lot of that, and also a lot of encouragement as well.
Okay. So you got in there.
And so I got in.
And then you saw other girls.
And I saw other girls.
If it wasn't you, who do you think would have won?
There's one other lady, her name is Tarila. Okay. She was an international contestant. She came from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
As every time you saw her?
Every time.
Bombs.
She was inspiring me.
That's
she was inspiring me. She represented everything a queen should, you know, stand for.
What would you say was your best moment in the house? What apart from the crowning moment, what other moment would you always remember?
In the house?
Yeah.
Okay, there was this lady that was with us the whole time. Her name is Miss Jane. She took time to, you know, talk to us one-on-one, and she taught me something that I will never forget. She taught me how to get personal with people, and, you know, it's not just about coming in and you're telling someone hi or how are you. You know, try and get involved, you know, in someone's life, and you'll be surprised at the stories you hear, and, you know, the challenges they're going through. Because it's so funny when we go into a place. If she knows the gate man's name, she knows the driver's name, she knows the cook's name, she knows, you know, and these are little things that matter. And I learned that. I learned that. And right now it's also helping me, because most times when I go everywhere with my car, Miss Nigeria, everybody, you know, even when you don't have money, they just expect that you have something, and they all, you know, so a few people know me for that, because I try to, you know, relate with them. And
I know. So what's your project for the year, for your tenure?
My platform actually is on sexual violence against women.
Okay.
And I chose that because of a friend of mine that was raped sometime in school last year. And also, if you follow the trend now, it's like somebody opened the door for this rapist to come out, and this is like, it's trending now, and, you know, women are being abused and violated every day. So I decided to use my reign, you know, to create awareness about this particular evil in society. And
so how far so far?
So far, so good. Basically advocacy, you know, going to secondary schools, you talk to secondary school students about, you know, what to watch out for, how to speak up, when to speak up, and, you know, who to talk to, because the problem these kids face sometimes, is that they don't even know who to talk to. And most times, even when it's coming from an uncle, they don't know how to talk to their parents about it.
So beyond the rain, beyond this rain, this 2013 rain, what's up for Akudo? I love that name,
Thank you. As soon as I'm done, I'll go back to law school.
Okay.
I studied law.
All right.
I was supposed to go to law school this November, but I couldn't.
Okay.
So I'll go next year. So after law school, then I want to be a TV presenter. It's something I have a passion for. Have my own TV talk show, to several other, humanitarian activities. I mean, it's a whole lot.
And then you get married and be fat like me.
Probably. Your plan is to set me off. I know.
All right. Okay, yeah. So that's on the table as well, right?
Yeah, that's on the table.
Okay, so for Stephanie, yes, you already have this fashion thing going for you. Besides this, is there anything else you want to express yourself with?
I'm actually, I have this, because I'm young and because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an 18-year-old entrepreneur, a lot of people call me and ask me to come and talk to youths. So that's a lot of things I've been doing recently. And I really didn't plan it, but I guess people just feel she'll be able to talk to youth. So I got a call some time back to come and talk to some secondary school students. And I did that, and I got more calls and more calls. So I guess a motivational speaker is part of my list.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also planning on acting, but sometime next year or
thereabout.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to rush things.
And you're just 18. How has that affected your education?
It has not affected my education much, but yes, it has a little. Because anytime I tell myself, okay, you know what, you need to go to school in September, something comes up because I work. So I, postpone it because I'm done with secondary school, just, get my degree. And then I say, okay, next year again, and then work comes up, then I shift it. So I'm planning on doing a short course for about a few months, 6 months, and then I'll come back to Nigeria and focus and get stagnant, where I get to a point where my business will not crash when I'm gone. Then I can leave and then get a proper education, then come back with with an edge over most people, so that they don't just look at me as a 18-year-old dropout, but an 18-year-old entrepreneur with a degree.
That's a very good one. I feel like clapping for you right now.
I almost did.
I feel like clapping for you right now. That's a very good one. It means you have focus.
Yes.
And the message also is calm. Yes, education is good, but you can also learn a craft.
Yes.
Learn a craft and become
the best. That's it.
A better person. Express yourself.
Yeah, because I think it's really helped me.
In any way you can, right? Yeah. That's a very good one. Yeah. And you, for Akudo, yes, you already said a lot of things. And the beauty. Yes, I want to ask you this question. Growing up, did you have moments where you had to look in the mirror and say, okay, because you said you've always wanted to be a queen. Did you have moments when you look in the mirror and say, I'm the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, that kind of thing? Did you have moments like that?
I had moments.
Truthfully?
I had moments.
Can you
I think we all do.
No. No, I won't do that now. But I had moments like that.
Okay, tell us about it.
And I still do that now when I'm bored.
Alone? Maybe in the bathroom or something?
When I'm making up.
You look at yourself
Maybe when I'm making up.
And then you say...
And I'll just say...
Say it now.
No. I can't say that on national television.
You can say that on national television?
No.
But you can say that to me. Okay, look like you're looking at me now and say...
You're the most beautiful girl. Yes, it's you.
Very smart, very smart, very smart. So it's been a pleasure having you guys on the program. Fortunately, we don't really have time to explore. Usually, I like to zoom in, do a profile. Don't worry, after the rain, or before the rain, or during the rain, we'll have you again. And of course, you are growing. We'll have you more times. It's been a pleasure having you Saturday night. You too, yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
So viewers, on that note, we say thank you for staying tuned to this week's edition of Saturday Night. Until next week, like I always say, be kind to one another. Kind.